Hey guys, welcome back to Mekor Acres. I'm Rick. We're just kind of loading up the goats with some fresh hay and the chickens with some fresh feed. Just got back from the feed store. And then hopefully we're going to be working on getting our new goat fence finished. I was able to finally get the fence today. And I just got back from picking up some new fence staples and a fence hammer and everything I need. So I think we're pretty much ready to go. So stay tuned for that next, and we're going to get right on that. So let's walk on over here, and I'll show you where we're going to start. A little backstory for those that didn't know. My awesome neighbor had a bunch of fencing kicking around. So he told me, look, don't spend any money, don't get any, I'll bring some over. And it was, I just wait for him to be able to do it. So he brought me this roll of 4x2 today, which is awesome. So we're gonna start in this corner and work our way up. Hopefully we have enough to finish. It should be right on the other side of the pen there, on the other side of that tree. I believe I have enough. If not, he said he's got like 3 more rolls of it. So that's where we're going to start. And hopefully I can get this whipped out fairly quickly. Don't know that this is going to work or not. I need to. Okay. I think I'm going to need my cart. Kind of tough doing this all by yourself. I could wait for help, but where's the fun in that, right? All right, so I get the fence started here. Get a few posts in. Get it down. Get it wrapped around the corner here. Had a few mishaps with the trying to stretch the fence and the staples popping out and stuff, but we got it anyway. Excuse me, I got it stretched about 3/4 of the way down, and you know, it's definitely not a one-person job when you're doing a long run of fence, but we got it this far. Like I said, I got it wrapped around the corner post here. Now I just gotta work my way down. I'll lean in on it. I think I should be all right. And I think we should be able to get it tight enough. And we'll get this section finished up anyway. So that's the scoop. I'm not going to let the camera run while I'm doing all this. It's just monotonous, kind of busy work. So we'll pop back on once I get more progress done. Welcome back, guys. This is the next morning. I didn't get a chance to finish yesterday putting the fence up because I had to get some work in and it was getting late and it was getting dark. So I got pretty much, I can't believe that roll of fence. I got it all strung up and it literally goes right to the last post. I couldn't believe it. It couldn't have worked out any better. So I just have like 3 or 4 more posts I got to staple the fence to. I got it hooked up to my lawn tractor here to pull it taut. And then I'm going to pull the gate off the chicken pen, and we're going to put the gate right here. And then I'll be able to kind of finish the rest of the fence, which I have on the other side here. And we should be good to go. Let the girls out and let them gallivant, and they're not going to know what to do with all the extra space they have. So that's the scoop. I will be back in a few minutes once I get this stapled on. All right, guys, just about finished. Just gonna put the gate on here, and I think we're good to go. Make sure we get the bottom just a little bit higher. Yeah, come on. Oh, on the wrong side. This one. And I keep getting off that. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. And she's good to go. Everything's all good and stable. Gotta staple this corner down a little better. But that's all right. That'll be enough to keep the goats in when I'm in here anyway. All right, so that's that. Why does that look so wonky? Oh, that post moved. Ah. Yeah. When I tighten the fence, this post, yeah, sugar. Probably I might have to put a concrete form in there, maybe. Or even if although I could take a post and just prop it up, I guess, and put a little pressure on that. Yeah, I think once that settles in too, that'll be all right. That gate's pretty lightweight. And that'll still put a little bit of pressure down this way, you know. So I think we'll be all right. But once this fence settles into, you know, it's a little, yeah, pull out and shoot, pull the staple out. We'll have to, gotta clean it up a little bit, but it'll be good, it'll be secure. Now I just got to finish up down here. Grab my fence pliers here. Come on down here where I had this open. Hi, Ducky. What are you doing, sweetie? Huh? So the gate that I just put over there is the one that I had here, and what I gotta do is actually I made sure I cut that fence long enough so it's gonna come over here. I'm gonna drop a post in here to replace that post. Excuse me. I'm gonna put this here, close this up, and temporarily I'm gonna just cut a hole in the fence here so they can come and go. And I got to clean all this netting up anyway, and make it tight again, because some of the muscovies have been kind of landing on it and stretching it out and stuff. So I got to fix all that anyway. But I figured I still want to keep this pen in case I ever need to kind of cordon them off, and also just for safety. If they feel threatened or anything, if they don't want to go in any of the shelters, you know, they can kind of run in here. And also with the pools, I feel that they're most vulnerable when they're in the pools just floating around or splashing around, especially, you know, things come by. This way, at least, it's not much, but at least with the netting, I feel a little better, they feel a little better. So I want to keep this sectioned off like this. And I figure, like I said, I'm just going to cut a hole in the fence here. And then eventually, I actually got another gate coming, another 4-foot gate from a friend of mine that I'm actually just going to cut in. All right, so I cut a hole in the fence here for the birds to be able to get through. And I showed everybody where it was. They all made it through, no problem, even the muscovies. And the roosters went right through on their own. So I think that should work. My only question now is keeping my little buckling from going through. And I think he should be big enough now where he shouldn't be able to make it through, I hope. But we're just going to have to keep an eye on him. And I got the hay feeder moved out here. So that'll be good. Once I separate everybody, I'm going to pick up a couple of some of those fence posts, the square ones, like landscape timbers, and a couple of 2x4s, and I'm going to build them a smaller shelter out here, probably just something about 5 feet tall or so, but basically the same concept as what's there. And that way, when I separate everybody, I'm going to keep the male in this section here, and he'll have everything all set up. And then I'm going to keep the girls out here with the babies once they get big enough. And that way I can keep them separated so he's not hounding them after they have the babies. And I think that should work. We're coming along. We've come a long way since we started here, a little over a year and a half ago. And I'll tell you, the goats have just been having a ball. The girls especially are going around from little patch of grass to little patch of grass, like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, and just running around like they don't know where to go. So I'm glad. This more than enough room for them, and it'll give them some green. There's not, as you can see, there's a whole lot of sand here, so stuff doesn't grow all that well. It didn't take them long to wipe that out over there, but so hopefully there's enough room here. This actually tends to grow pretty well here, and actually, where I had my little fern pit, all the little shoots are popping up, so that's what they're going after now. Which again, I'm okay with. There's some moss there on some branches and stuff. So yeah, so that's the scoop. Everything's going good. Next project is going to be getting into the raised beds and getting those ready. My neighbor just told me the other day, actually, that he's got a big roll of shade cloth for me. So I think I'm going to try something a little different this year. I think until it gets like really hot in July or August, the sun tends to kill stuff pretty quickly when I try it, because I tend to grow a little late. Let's see if we can get that to sit there. I tend to start a little late, which, as you can tell, it's well, actually it's only January, but I really should be getting ready to put stuff in now. And I want to get my, I want to do some corn and a few other things. Greens I could be doing now, but with these cold nights, I don't think they'd make it anyway, so I figure I'm going to wait another couple of weeks. February, I think it'll be good, and I should be able to get things going. But what I'm going to do is kind of make hoop houses over my raised beds with the shade cloth. That way they're not getting that direct baking sun and burning and drying out. The soil's not going to dry out too quickly that way. So I'm going to try that this year and see how that goes. Hey guys, I'm back with more fencing ideas. I completely forgot. I plan on keeping the bucks in this area here in the old pen, and keeping the does with their babies out in the new pen. The dilemma being, I completely forgot that the milking parlor, the milking parlor is in here. So what I think I'm going to do, I actually have a gate that I'm going to get from a buddy of mine, and I was planning on putting it on the chicken pen, but I think what I'm going to end up doing, and then I was thinking, I could pull this gate and pull this fence up to, pull the fencing down up to this corner and go straight to the pallet there, and then put that gate here. But it's kind of a pain in the butt because I have the chicken pen separated here on that post, and the way I have that gate mounted, it'll be a real pain in the tuchus to unhook it and take it apart to move it. Oops. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is, I do have a couple of more fence posts. So my thinking is, I'll take the new fence posts and just put a fence post. Actually, I only need one. I could put one fence post here with a piece of fencing, and then take the new gate and place it here. And then I'll be able to bring the girls in to the milking parlor and keep the bucks separated from them. I could keep that gate there in case I ever need to separate the girls from the main pen. I could still keep them in here, excuse me, and until I build them a new shelter out in the main section here, the new section, I'll just keep the gate open to the milking parlor. That way, if it rains, at least they have shelter. So that's my thinking. I think that's the way I'm going to go. So next up is placing the posts for the new fencing. All right, guys, we're back. As you can see, fence is up, gate is moved. How did it go right from this pallet? I moved the original post that the gate was attached to, which was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but because they're pretty heavy posts, plus with the gate on it, it was kind of a pain in the ass, but we got it. She's good and stable, fairly square. Latch is back on, that's good. Got the fence cut. Whew. All I did was what I was thinking. The fence that ran here to the gate, I cut and just bent it around, reinforced it in this corner. Got it stapled here with fence staples. She's good and stable. And we're good to go. Another project done. So until it comes time to separate them, what I'm going to do is what I've been doing. Basically, they've been still coming in here at night. They like, you know, they bed down over in the corner on the pallets where I got a bunch of hay and stuff. In this case, there's some bad weather. At least they're out of the rain and stuff. And you know, and plus they kind of like all three being together for now. So I've been just putting them in and closing the gate, and they've been staying in the gate all night, and then in the morning I let them out. So for now, I'm probably just going to end up keep doing that. I'll lock them in here at night, and then during the day I'll let them out and just kind of take it from there. We have a friend of mine has been, an online friend of mine, has had 3 or 4 of her does give birth in the last 5-6 weeks. Excuse me, and she had the most beautiful buckling. That is a monster. he's already bigger than Gaston, or at least as big as Gaston. He's only 5 weeks old. So we started toying with some things, and we decided that we're going to get him. So he's, like I said, he's about 5 weeks old. So we're going to get him probably in about 3 weeks once he's weaned. And I'm going to look into probably weathering Gaston and just keep him as a companion for Moo. Or I'll keep them both intact, and we'll see how it goes. If it gets too stinky or they get too rambunctious with each other or with the girls trying to, if they start jumping the fence or something, then we'll have to do something, and I'll end up probably, like I said, I'm gonna, even though he's a little older, I don't know if we're going to be able to band him since he's about a year, although he is really small, so we'll see. But Gaston is definitely going to be, Moo is going to be next year's breeder for these girls, and if we end up keeping any of the does from these girls. So that's it right now. It's ended up being it's only like in the mid to upper 50s here, but in the sun it's beautiful. Plus we're not working, so I couldn't have asked for a better day. It was chilly out here this morning. When I got up, it was about 30 or so, which for Central Florida is pretty darn cold. So anyway, that's the scoop. I hope everybody has a phantasmagorical day. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.